everybody, I'm Lauren.
I'm Emma.
And you're listening to The Oakview. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of The
Oakview.
Oakview. We're just kidding. I can't do that anymore. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, you are.
Maybe. Maybe I am.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not.
So here's the deal. Guys, we need your help.
We're having a really big debate here.
Fast debate. What's the difference between up the street and down the road? Go.
I feel like if you say something's up the street, I can get to it within like a few minutes.
What about down the street and up the road? Are those two different things?
Just start with the beginning and then we can have controversy on others.
Is the difference between up and down, or is the difference between street and road?
I think it's street and road because someone says it's down the road. I think it's farther away.
Okay, so we have one point that we agree on. The difference between those two phrases is street and road. What's the difference? I feel like a road is possibly a farther distance. However, in a conversation, if somebody said up the street or down the road to me, in my head, no difference at all.
It's not the same.
Why?
The problem is because I can walk on a street and a road, yes, but like when people refer to streets, they go like, "Oh, it's on my street." Not like it's on my road. Yes, I'm correct.
The silence is because you didn't make a good point.
No, the point is
a business is on a street
No,
too.
but it's also walkable or drivable.
So is a road.
Up the street is not something that you drive to.
I can walk on a road.
Yeah, but like going down the road would take a while.
A road could be a dirt road.
It could still be a long dirt road.
Nobody says dirt street.
See, exactly.
No, it's not exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
It makes
Emma.
sense to me. Down the road is farther away. Up the street is close by.
Or down the street. I disagree. If somebody, unless you build up a story to build better context about the distance, those two phrases mean the same to me.
Down the road, up the road is at least 1 mile away.
You were just making that up.
More than 5 minutes of a drive.
You were legitimately
5-minute drive at minimum, and then, up the street you can get to on foot.
I think the best part about this debate is that we absolutely in no way want a real answer. We do not want to understand
also, no one has any idea
why
we were talking about
this. We do not want to have the English background.
No, I don't need no background.
Street and road, not what we're looking for. I think that they're the same thing.
Please at me. We need a Twitter.
Don't
Number 2. I'm right. Okay, bud. Done. End of story.
Up the street, down the road. I think about like when I give people directions. Like this one time in the McDonald's parking lot, some people were like, "Hey, where's this destination attraction in the town that I live in?" And I was like, "Oh,
I'm laughing
down
so
the road." Down the road. Just turn right here. Go just a mile down. You're gonna take the first
a mile. 1 mile.
Oh my god!
You win.
I hate you.
I win.
You put it in my head.
Nope, I'm right.
Okay, anyway.
I'm correct.
Well, I don't feel like it actually uses the word, but okay. Do you ever have the situation where somebody asks you for directions and it's just like internal panic?
Well, it's
like you have to pretend like you're good at giving directions.
I don't ever use the terms north, south, east, and west.
No.
I only use.
Don't ask me.
Please open your phone. If you don't have a phone, just like go
Isn't
down
it so
the block.
funny? Your parents are always like, "Oh, how are you gonna get there?" And you're like, "I'm gonna get whatever my GPS tells me to go. I will be going."
Suggests for me,
exactly.
And that will be what we use. That is it. That is that is the only thing I'm worried about is what GPS is telling me.
Directions.
Directions. You're not getting them.
So you will just say no.
No, I normally go like, "Oh yeah, if you just go down this road, and you'll see a McDonald's on the corner."
Yeah,
turn left.
Location. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then,
at least we're on the same page. If this is making you cringe at home, don't add us.
Well, I'm cringing because I'm just cringing.
My husband always has a funny story about directions because one time we were at a wedding, and let me paint you a picture.
Oh gosh.
Wedding is starting. The priest is in some sort of big hurry, and he's starting the wedding. The grandparents aren't there yet.
So they started
grandparents are in the car, and like the mom is like on the phone with the grandparents trying to tell them what the church is, and the priest is like, "We got to start this wedding."
For what reason? Why can't they just
not ask me?
Why can't you just wait for grandma?
Yeah, why wouldn't you wait for the grandparents? So my poor husband, I was a bridesmaid in this wedding.
Nice guy.
It's so funny. Every wedding that we go to, Tim gets roped into doing some like super heroic feat.
Well, that's just the
to
kind
make
of person
this wedding.
that Tim is.
I know.
I can.
I mean, he
understand.
always gets like
There's no other
he
reason
wants
why
to
he
be a
would-
low key. He wants to just sit in his pew and mind his own business. But
He
whenever he's
can't,
with
but
me, he
he's
gets
just one of
roped
those
into
guys
doing
that's
something
just-
important.
Is just a nice guy.
So anyway, long story short, the mom is like, "Here, Tim, who happens to be standing nearby because he was standing nearby me.
Right.
Here's the grandparents'
that's
phone
fine.
number. Please call them and tell them how to get to the church." And then they started the wedding. Nobody was like,
If my
"Hey, let's
grandparents
wait."
weren't present,
They were
for
like
my
literally 5 minutes away. But my poor husband had to call these strangers and like flag them down the road and tell them where to turn and get them in the church. And they were late.
Outrageous.
And I was like so just baffled at like, why didn't anybody just say, "Hey, let's wait"?
I feel like we find out what kind of person you are at 3 occasions: weddings, funerals, and births.
Births.
Like when someone has a baby. I know exactly what kind of
That
person
brings
you are.
out the key, like
That brings out the key
characteristics.
crappy personality you got.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I
the
can
best
just-
and the
mm-mm.
worst.
That's
I mean, there's a lot of other things to
Tim
worry
is
about
such
at
a
a wedding,
hero.
but like, yeah, he is. It's so
He
funny
really is.
though. That poor guy. Another wedding that we went to,
Mm-hmm.
hilarious.
Please
So
tell
here's
me more.
another prime example of Tim being associated with me and therefore having to go above and beyond for
Okay.
absolutely no reason.
Okay.
So I'm invited to this wedding. I'm a little bit involved. I'm not in the wedding, but I'm helping out.
What does that mean? Like, is that like something that like an attendant does, or?
Kind of. Just like, I offered to help and it
Right.
was my good friend.
Right. Okay.
It was
Got
kind
it.
of a
Got it.
DIY wedding.
Sure.
So the night
Makes
before, I text them
Mm-hmm.
and I say, "Hey, like, what do you guys need help with tomorrow?" And they're like, "We're going to be setting up the venue
Okay.
before the ceremony.
Yeah.
If you want to come at 8, from 8 to 12 or whatever and help us set up." Cool. Right? So Tim and I go because he's with me. Why not? Bring him
Right.
along.
Right.
And we're just thinking, we'll just, go help a lending hand, put up, Christmas lights, whatever they want to do.
So nice.
And we get there and we're helping set up and there is so much to do.
Oh my god, I'd be so annoyed.
And so, and it's just totally normal. People do this, like DIY weddings. They'll set up before
my
the
sister
ceremony.
did that.
This
I
is
was
like pretty.
"Ugh, why am I helping?
Yeah, you've told me
tying the
story.
bows.
Yeah,
problem.
tying the bows.
Ugh, the
And so
worst.
this was a full on like. They did their own floral arrangements. Like
Oh,
there was a
wow.
bunch of
This is, like,
flowers that we had to
very
put in vases.
intense.
We had to put out the gift table. We had to put out everything. Right.
That's a lot.
Here's what happened. At some point, the bride needs to go and get her makeup done, get her hair done. She leaves because some bridemaid comes and, pulls her away. And the mom leaves because she's got to go do her makeup. And then, like, a half hour later, me, Tim,
Right.
and one other bridesmaid's boyfriend who
Okay.
happened to be there, we look up and there's nobody else in this room. Everybody had to leave and go get ready and put on their suits and put on their dresses for the wedding.
So it's just
And we weren't done yet. Like
Oh
there
my
was
God.
straight up like floral arrangements and like a whole list of stuff that had to be done. And all of a sudden we were the only people there. Like if we had not been there,
that's a no for me.
it would not have been finished. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And so we are like a team. Us 3 people. We are like and even we got the people from the reception hall to come help us.
Well, that's really nice.
And we were
They're
like,
we didn't
we were
expect
like
this.
throwing things together, throwing flowers in this, like throwing name cards on the table. They had a gift table, but there wasn't Sharpies, so we had to go buy Sharpies for
See,
them.
that's too much.
And
Mm-mm.
well, I mean, we were there. We weren't just gonna let it like not be finished
that's the
and
kind of
let
person you are.
like
You were not gonna just
plastic
let
is
that
laying on the
happen.
ground, whatever. Like the
Well, you're
reception
just-
hall would have
you're
cleaned
just-
some of it
You're
up,
just
but it
that
needed
kind
to
of
be
person.
done.
That's just who you
And
are.
so we were superheroes of the day,
Of course you are.
unbeknownst to anybody. Like nobody else, like the bride does not know.
She still doesn't know?
I mean, I feel like
It wouldn't be a
the
big deal.
the boyfriend of the bridesmaid told
Right.
the bridesmaid, and the
Right.
bridesmaid probably relayed this funny story to the bride at
Right.
some point. Like she has some idea, but like we were stressed out. Like I'm talking, we left ourselves just enough time to leave, scarf down McDonald's because we hadn't eaten all day, literally throw on my dress, no time for makeup, barely time for hair, and drive to the ceremony.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that hilarious?
I don't.
And then the second after the ceremony, we had to like race back. We bought Sharpies. We like went and finished setting up because we like light the candles, whatever.
Oh my God.
And Hero and like poor Tim is like running like
He's
we're
like,
all
"I'm
stressed
just
out
supposed to
for
be a
this like
guest at
yeah
this
right.
wedding,
Isn't that so
and-
funny?
And he's ended up doing
So,
just the work.
Long story short,
That's
I
funny.
can't wait to see what heroic feat Tim does at your wedding.
Tim, thank you for showing up and being a hero at a wedding that I don't have planned, nor do I have a man to go with. So,
But
please, I
if you
can't
need
wait.
anything day of, we're
Got your
people.
back.
He's definitely your person.
You know,
I
I feel like it's always me that gets involved in the weddings that I hate, or like the people around me that just happen to just like manifest some negativity.
or sometimes people just need help.
Help is one thing. You can ask for help. I'll help you when you need help. But like for me, doing your wedding and making me make sure that things are taken care of when I'm not even a part of it. Too much for me.
Okay.
I showed up. I was supposed to have a good time. Not worry about where your cake is. My goodness. I've had this wedding I've been to. Top worst wedding I've ever been to. No offense to the person that got married. They're happy now. But it was just like every family member was bitter. They had nothing nice to say about the bride.
What?
They had nothing nice to say about the wedding in general. And then they would complain to people about the food, the timing,
oh my goodness,
lack of booze, because not everybody has booze at their wedding, okay? But like this was like a huge deal. It was such a problem for so many people. People started to leave. I kid you not, like get up from their table and leave early.
And you were just like,
I was like, oh,
I'm here to have a good time.
this is it.
All right.
The problem with this wedding though was that all of the typical things that you do for your guests to be entertained was not happening. They got everything done for what they wanted.
Gotcha.
So you were just a witness at this.
You had to wait or whatever.
Waiting day. But of course, me, hero, lady, kind woman, happy to be a light in the darkness. I took on so much that day. I was like making sure that the cake was coming out at the right time, that they were ready to cut the cake together.
Oh, that's so nice.
That they signed their marriage license. Because
you made sure that they did that.
I was like, why am I doing this? Ain't my job.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even a maid of honor nor a bridesmaid.
Yeah, part of being a bridesmaid is being like, being able to observe those things that need handling.
And I've only been a bridesmaid in a few weddings, and I'm about to be a bridesmaid in a couple more this year. Thank you for you people inviting me. But I when I sign up to show up to your wedding, I don't sign up to do your wedding. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You know, if that's the case, like make me your officiator, and like then I won't complain, and there will be no problem at all.
Should be expected.
But you know, it really drives me nuts when family who disapproves of the marriage show up to the wedding. If you disgruntled. Like if you don't want this to happen, why are you here? Nor like, what do you have to say that's going to change their mind?
Right? Or they're just trying to fake support one of the people, right?
There was literally a moment where a bridesmaid was crying because of the commentary of the family members about her lifestyle choices.
Oh my gosh.
The priest even made inappropriate comments about the bridesmaid.
Stop.
Like to the point where like I'm in a pew. Paint the picture. We're in a church. It's very religious. I normally don't harp on things like that, but like when you make people feel bad from your religion, I have a problem with that. So I'm sitting in a pew. I'm near some friends. I'm listening to this sermon. I'm putting that in quotes because it wasn't very religious nor faith-filled or even loving at all. It wasn't even graceful. Bridesmaid, I see her. She's weeping. I turn around to see if I can catch a glimpse of anyone's eyes of like my friends that I know. And I'm looking around and I have two friends like literally like behind me, like kitty corner eyes, you know, prayer.
And they're looking at you.
And I look at them and they're looking at me and they're looking at me like, what in the world is going on?
My gosh.
I was like, this is the most chaotic wedding I've ever attended. I was like, how dare you? How dare you? What? You're inappropriate. Oh, so it was so much. And then afterwards, the reception was just like, it lacked so much organization that people, like I said, got up and left.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible.
Poor thing.
And then like the one thing that the family was looking forward to, one of the family members who was like a huge disapproval of it was like, oh, we didn't do it. And they're like, what? Like, we asked for this one thing to happen.
Oh, like they gave him a responsibility?
Yeah, like they wanted to
like buy the cake?
I can't tell you what it is, but I'll make something up. Like they wanted bubbles as they exited the
and
church.
They just didn't do it.
And they just didn't do it.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
yikes. Yeah, no thank you.
Well, it makes me so annoyed when other people's agendas get in the way on other people's big days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not about you, Karen.
I got
It's
you.
not. It's really not. It's about the people getting married. Or like when someone dies and they show up and they're all like, oh, we were so close. I was like, Mary, we haven't heard from you in 10 years. We know you're only
Keep it to
here
yourself.
for other reasons.
Oh
like, please go back to wherever you came from and don't come back.
Yikes. Okay.
It's horrible.
Jeez, you're heated.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I come from a really big family of invasive cousins and aunts and uncles, and they're all up in my business all the time. And so it's very interesting when, like, you know, people turn to they become different people when because, you know, those people feel bad, right? They want to be more involved. They feel bad. So anyways, but I'm really excited because my friend Megan is getting married, and she's getting married in November, and I'm going to be in the wedding, and I just love it because, like,
you don't have to do anything.
Well,
but you got to be a good bridesmaid.
Megan, I really don't know if I need you. Do I need to do anything? Let me know, please. Oh my God. But Lauren's wedding was kicker. So Megan's, I anticipate being the same because you guys are very similar when it comes to like style.
I was very anal bride. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it, but it all paid off because my wedding was the absolute bomb. It was the most fun thing. Like, if you're listening, I'm sorry that you weren't there.
I'm sorry they weren't there either because we literally danced all night long.
I danced till 2 a.m.
I could not feel my toes.
Amazing. It was the best. The last wedding I was at, all the girls got ready together, and I ended up doing like 3 of the girls' hair for them.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I thought everyone was going to be like, you know, ready. And not the case.
No, that happened to me too. I was in another wedding. I was like, this wedding I was actually in. And Megan, oh my gosh, let's say about you. Also, how's your friend Megan?
Good.
Okay. My Megan.
Thank you.
I called
asking.
Her. You're welcome. I called my friend Megan and I said, hey, they didn't plan for hair and makeup. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I need you to drive down here and do my hair while I do everyone else's makeup. And she's like, what? I'm like, I know you're not in this wedding.
Yeah.
You're not.
You gotta let them
just
know.
Showing up.
Like, I knew.
People need to know. People just give them a heads up. Like,
give them a heads up.
Just be like, hey, we're not paying for hair and makeup. You
even I was so extra. I like practiced doing updos before this wedding.
Oh, you're
and
so
then everybody
brilliant.
wore their hair down, so I didn't do it. But anyway.
Wait, is this the wedding that you wore that really pretty dress for?
Yes, so pretty.
That was the best color on you. Ever.
I agree. It was blue.
Well, because it was
my
blue.
fave.
It was blue. There's nothing else for you to do.
Anyway, those are my fun wedding stories.
I'm so excited to have fun wedding stories because those last couple weddings I talked about, kind of chaotic. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
Looking forward to being beautiful and happy. And I also feel like when you go to a wedding, oh, wait, let me talk about this wedding. This wedding was so fun. So I got invited to a wedding by people that I no longer am friends with because they suck. I don't care if they hear this.
Okay.
So,
wow.
But this wedding was so fun because it was like top notch, like upscale, like you had to show up in like a floor length gown kind of wedding. That wedding I wore that red dress for.
Yeah.
Oh, best wedding. Not a good wedding because like the marriage isn't great for them anymore. Sorry. No, sorry for that.
Anyway.
But I wore that really great dress and I impressed some boys. Look my way. The only thing that I can remember that was like a huge takeaway was their centerpieces because it was like a tree. And I was like, how did they get that in here?
Oh my gosh.
How did that come through the door or the window?
Was it that big?
It was huge. And they were on everyone's tables and it was just like, it was huge. It was like, I don't know, like.
Wow.
What tall?
She's gesturing
How
right
tall
now.
is this?
She's
4
literally
feet?
putting
3
her
feet?
hands. That is not 4 feet.
3 feet? It was like 3 feet from the table up. And then it was
so
like
you can see the other people
branches,
at the table.
and it was like
amazing.
It was so cool.
That's expensive.
Yes. Speaking of grandmas that they forgot, same wedding, the groom's family thought it would be a good idea to showcase people they have lost.
Yeah.
And they put pictures up of family members that they wish could be here. The groom's mother failed to tell the bride, and none of the bride's family was on this table.
Awkward.
That's when you know you're married into the bad family. Done.
Well, you should know about it.
You should be informed.
If it's your own wedding.
Yeah. But like they didn't. No one told her.
People have their own dynamics set up. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what it is about weddings, but people's interesting personalities.
You're kind of right. Yeah.
They come out.
You learn.
You learn a lot about people.
You do. You really do. That's okay.
Well, maybe. I have some friends would say differently because they have gotten to big fights at weddings.
It's a stressful time.
It is a little bit. Yeah. But it's fine. Top 5 things you think is essential for being a guest at a wedding.
That is a very difficult question. Honestly, I feel like I don't care. Like I want to see the ceremony.
That's what I'm asking.
I want the ceremony to be more than 10 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. As
That's
a Catholic person,
well,
I'm in it. I'm in it for the win. Okay, yeah. I bored all my guests. That's fine. That's what I wanted.
I had to leave.
I just feel like if I'm gonna drive somewhere, I want to like spend more than 20 minutes there.
But that's the problem because people think like that. I had this issue with someone at work because
if it's a combined space, that's cool too.
That's what I would prefer, right? A combined space, or at least a location close by.
Yeah.
Because if I have to drive 45 minutes from your ceremony to the reception, I'm probably going to skip your ceremony.
And that's, yeah, like...
That's an unpopular opinion.
Yeah. And if people saw Catholic Church on my thing and then skip my ceremony, that's cool. I don't care. So that's number 1. I want the ceremony, like, because I want to enjoy the ceremony. I want to,
right.
I want to like want to cry and like have a cute thing that's sad or whatever. That's cute. Don't really care about the food because I'm gonna be honest. My number 1 tip about going to weddings is that you best go to McDonald's, in between. That like if you want,
Phil, if you're listening, remember we went to Panera before Lauren's wedding because we were
always
so
eat before,
sure.
Okay, you never know. You never know.
We didn't know because we didn't know what kind of food you were serving. And I was like
when
starving.
the ceremony and the reception are at the same place, you can't like leave and go get food and come
rude.
back. But then usually I feel like the food, you're already in the right space. Yeah. So like the timing is a little bit closer.
It's pretty close by.
Anyway, number 1 tip, always just eat before or eat in between. It's going to save you a lot of crabbiness and heartache.
Agreed.
And then everything else, like, hey, it's not my day.
Well, my thing about...
I want to dance.
That question is...
Oh, I am totally the person at a wedding. I'm sorry to interrupt you. If like the family's not into dancing...
You're the dancer.
Like
you're on the floor.
I'm not afraid to be the fun one out there. Okay, like I'll grab some friends or the young people around. Whatever.
She's not even worried about.
I'll be by myself. I'll drag Tim out there. That's fine.
Guys,
I'm into it. And then and I don't want the
her.
bride to be like dancing by herself or like trying like on the dance floor and wanting attention. I'll be like, I am with you. I'm right here.
The music and the dancing.
Let's jam.
Really
Let's have a good time. Let's have fun. And then I think it's also nice for the people who don't like to dance because then like the mom is like, oh, that's so nice. Like they're having like everybody's having a good, it's great. But people think about that. Like the aunt is like, oh, that's so sweet. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's dancing. I don't want to dance, but like whatever. What are your top 5 things?
What I was going to say is that for me, not only is it important to like show up on time, but also to be in a comfortable pair of shoes.
Yes.
Because I've been to a wedding
bring
where
backups.
I just didn't expect.
Especially if like you're a bridesmaid, you got to do matching shoe situation. Bring backups if they hurt your feet.
Well, okay,
work smart.
I'm sure I've already probably said this on the podcast, but I'm gonna paint this picture for y'all. Picture Lauren in a hall. Music is playing. Her guests are on the dance floor. She's wearing her wedding shoes,
which were totally comfortable.
They were fine. Lauren sneaks away, and all of a sudden I'm looking for her because that's what friends do at the friend's wedding. And my date was my friend Phil, and he's killing it, right? Smashing it on the dance floor with Lauren's family, just going to town. I look over and Lauren has her whole body like butt up against a wall, putting on a pair of Keds. Like just like switching out her shoes for like even more comfortable shoes.
Yes.
So that she could dance all night long. And that moment was so special because I looked at you and I was like, that's such a Lauren move. Like, what a Lauren thing to do. Just sit there and like change her shoes. And she's like, no one bothered her. No one was like in her face, like asking her if she needed anything. No one was like by the pictures. No one was taking pictures of her. She was just like in a corner putting on her shoes. And I was just like cackling.
That was your
like,
little special
that was
moment.
my special moment. It was so great.
She tells me about this moment like
I love it
once
so
a
much.
month, I swear.
It makes me so happy. I love it. I don't know. It's just something fun. I have to say though, if you got well, I'm a little judgy on the cake.
You want it to be good?
I just want to eat it. I feel so bad that you spent so much money on a cake.
Oh yeah,
that
if there's
tastes
like a
crap.
dessert. Yeah, well,
You know
it
what
is
I
what
mean?
it is.
You know, but maybe that's just my.
Yeah, I want to eat the cake. I don't really have requirements, but tips. Bring a granola bar.
Don't get too drunk. If you're gonna drink and get tipsy, don't get too drunk where the drunk uncle is trying to hit on you. Because let me tell you,
Ew,
it's gross.
yeah, don't do that.
Sorry, that was another moment of mine that I had. Also, I don't know why, but like I always carry like extra things with me at like special events, like weddings.
Oh
like,
yeah,
Band-Aids.
Oh yeah,
hair clips. This is a girl thing. Sorry, but like
totally is a girl. My friend's girlfriend, who I had met like literally one time at my wedding, saved the day, gave me your eyeliner.
See,
All
that
Don't
throws
even-
me back
barely
to
even know
prom because I was in the bathroom and like my like something was like running on my face and this girl looked at me. She goes, "Hey, I got a compact. Let me wipe your face." And I was like, "Oh, that's the nicest thing everyone has ever said to me."
Yeah,
Wait, girl power.
Girls got each other's backs.
See, people
The
underestimate
bobby pins,
girls
safety
in the
pins,
bathroom.
all that.
We
Granola
are
bar.
supportive girls. We are just encouraging. We are there. But when it comes to weddings, just have things. Have a plan. Have 2 plans. Because sometimes it doesn't go the right way, so you need to go the other way.
Yeah.
Right.
Or just, have a good attitude if you gotta wait.
Yeah, don't be like those people who literally got up and left. That was so poor.
Don't
Poor,
wait.
pathetic. That was horrible. Now I'm never going to forget those people's faces.
Also, like, if there's a dress code, follow the dress code.
If you show up to my wedding wearing a pair of jeans, I will send you home.
This is I am dead serious right now. One time we went to a wedding and there was like a handful of family members wearing basketball shorts and like a Nike t-shirt.
You will go home. I will be personally interrupting my own wedding to tell you, Uncle Jerry, that you're leaving.
It's so funny. I feel like people say those things. I don't know if you'd actually do that.
I would do it.
You'd be like too busy.
No.
I'll do it for you though.
Okay, pause. That's the statement. Whoever is going to be the bad mother at the door saying
yeah,
no,
you gotta have
carding you, checking the outfit. I swear to God, you're doing it. You're doing it because I can't do
I'll
it.
do it.
I need that.
Or I will, I'm not very rude to people, so I will find somebody who's a little bit ruder than me.
I will make
partner
a sign
up with them, form an alliance, double duty, cracking down.
Kelly, we're talking about you.
Okay.
Because that's the only person I let kick ass. Also, Bridget, you would kill someone. So, but my point is, it's like I would put a sign on the door that says, "Did you follow the invitational rules? If not, go home. You got 20 minutes. You can catch me on Zoom.
Catch us at the reception."
No, I don't know. I've seen so many weddings happen that like I really try to just observe and just make it very clear to the people that are showing up, like, hey, just remember that like this ain't about you. It's about me.
It's not about you. And then when you talk to the bride and groom after, you only say nice things and the things that you liked.
Right, because this is not a
or if they say, wasn't
weddings?
The food so good? You say, it was the best food I've ever had at a wedding. That's exactly what you say.
And you know why you say that? Because they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not true. Thousands of dollars.
They had a great time. They thought
they enjoyed it. They picked it out. That was what they wanted.
Don't point out flaws to them.
The wedding is not
why
about you.
Why would I tell the bride that I spent all this time stressing out and setting up her reception.
No, you don't tell people that. That's not the time and place where you're like, oh yeah, I set up your wedding.
I wouldn't even tell her that now.
It's just like, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, funny story. Had a great time.
You chose to do that.
Fun to do it. So happy to help.
No, I hear you. I agree. I think that's so key. You know, that's a key point of this entire rant about weddings is that pick and choose your moments. Like, don't complain or share information that's not necessary. Like, unless it's going to be helpful, do not say it. And if you think it's helpful, you better check with someone else before you think it's helpful because it probably isn't. Guaranteed.
Even if you're a guest at a wedding and you don't want to be involved, sometimes you got to step up and be a hero.
You do. You do. You got to show up and you got to just do the thing when no one asks you. That's the hero. When you do it behind closed doors, no one sees it, no recognition, no nothing, blah, blah, blah. Done. Bravo.
The end.
I sound really angry today.
You're feisty.
I'm feisty. I got lots to say and not a lot of time to say it because this is a short episode. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Hey, guys, you know, in your spare time, can you please go on to iTunes podcast and give Lauren and I a rate? You don't even have to make a comment. You can just hit the stars. It really helps Lauren and I get noticed. We really would like to get more guests and more family and friends who love us. And even if you don't love us, I'll take a negative review. I like criticism.
Share, like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube. Do it.
Oh my gosh, go to the YouTube. Make comments there. You know, put it up next to you while you do your little working at home.
Shout out to some of our listeners. Shout out to my coworker who listens to our podcast at work and sometimes messages me funny questions.
Shout out to Kristen from Minnesota.
Happy you're listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to my sister's friend. Yeah, that's who she is. So thank you. You're great. Yes, I know you're listening. Okay, awesome. We will be back with other awesome episodes and guests that are coming your way because Lauren and I have lots of plans for the springtime because it's nice out and we love to help you be here in our space. We call it our sanctuary. I'm just making this up, guys. We're just being weird. Anyways.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks again for listening to The Oakview. You can follow Lauren and Emma on Instagram at TheOakviewPodcast, OAKVIEW, or email us at TheOakviewPodcast@gmail.com.